All right, let's talk about one of the biggest hurdles in e-commerce, right? How do you stop just guessing what might sell and actually start building a real focused business? That's what we're going to break down today. So let's get right to it. You have to ask yourself this one simple question. Are you chasing trends or are you trying to build a real business? Seriously, because your answer to that question, well, it changes absolutely everything about how you should approach this. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the winning product trap. You know the one. Then we'll figure out what actually makes a good niche. We'll talk about how to focus, broad versus narrow. I'll even show you some niches to avoid when you're starting out. And we'll wrap it all up with a super simple checklist to test out your own ideas. All right, first things first. Let's talk about a mistake that, honestly, almost everyone makes when they start out. It's this endless hunt for that one single magical winning product. And you know what? It's a chase that almost always leads straight to frustration and burnout. So picture this. There are two paths you can take. On one side, you've got the beginner's path, which is just pure chaos, right? You're jumping from one random product to the next, just following whatever's hot on social media. You end up with no real data and a store that just feels confusing. But then there's a much better way, a strategic approach. This is where you choose a focus niche, you test a bunch of products inside that niche, and you let the data, not the hype, tell you what to do next. This is how you build a real consistent brand that people actually recognize and trust. Okay, so if chasing after that one winning product is a trap, then what's the escape route? Well, it's all about building a solid foundation with a really well-chosen niche. This is where you stop thinking short-term and start building for the long haul. So let's make sure we're on the same page. What even is a niche? It's not just a product category. Think of it like this. You're carving out your own little corner of the market. You're not trying to sell to literally everyone. Instead, you're focusing on a specific type of person who has a specific type of need. So what are the ingredients of a really strong niche? Well, first, there has to be clear demand. People have to actually want this stuff. Second, you need a defined type of buyer, someone you can practically picture in your head. Third, and this is a big one, there have to be lots of product opportunities, not just one. And finally, it has to be based on an ongoing need, not just some one-time viral hype. And this right here, this is probably the most important mindset shift you can make. A niche is not one product. It's a whole category you can build your brand around. It's a space where you can constantly add new relevant products for your customers. Okay, here's a little secret for you. Niches that solve a problem, they almost always do better. Think about it. When a customer sees your product and instantly gets why it exists and how it makes their life easier, your job of selling it to them becomes like 100 times easier. All right, so maybe you've got a category in mind. Now comes the tricky part. Finding the right level of focus. It's kind of like Goldilocks, right? Go too broad and you're trying to compete with Amazon. Go too narrow and you might run out of things to sell. We got to find that sweet spot that's just right. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Saying your niche is home. That's not a niche, that's a universe. It's way too big. But what about home organization? Ah, now we're talking. See the difference? Or electronics. Forget about it, that's a total battleground. But car interior accessories? Now you're targeting a specific person with a specific problem. That's the kind of focus we need. Just to get your brain turning, here are a few really solid, beginner-friendly niche examples. Things like home organization, pet accessories, kitchen gadgets. You see the pattern here. They all have pretty consistent demand, a ton of different products you could test, and it's super easy for a customer to understand what you're selling. All right, now this is super important. Knowing what to do is great, but knowing what not to do can save you a world of pain. There are definitely some niches you should steer clear of, especially when you're just starting out, because they can cause major headaches and even put your entire account at risk. So my advice, just avoid these when you're getting started. Anything with big brand names or trademarks, that's a legal minefield waiting to happen. Restricted or regulated products, you don't want that hassle. High return rate stuff like clothing where sizes are always an issue, that's going to kill your profits. Same goes for fragile electronics. The name of the game at the beginning is to keep it simple and safe. And really, this is what it all boils down to. You're at a crossroads. Do you want to build a sustainable niche where you can keep adding products and grow slowly and steadily over time? Or are you chasing a viral niche, that one-hit wonder that explodes and then vanishes, leaving you right back where you started? It's your choice. Okay, we've talked a lot of theory. Now it's time to get practical. I'm going to give you a super simple checklist that you can use to put any of your niche ideas to the test before you invest any real time or money. Just ask yourself these 6 simple questions about your idea. 1. Are there lots of different products you could sell, not just one? 2. Can you imagine adding new stuff to your store on a regular basis? 3. Are the products easy to explain? Like, can someone get it in 3 seconds? 4. Does it stay away from any big brands or legal risks? 5. Is shipping going to be a nightmare? Be honest. And 6, the big one. Is the demand for this stuff going to be around next year, or is it just a flash in the pan? If you can nod your head and say yes to most of these, you might just be onto something good. And look, let me leave you with this because it's probably the most important thing I'll say. Please, do not get stuck trying to find the perfect niche. It just doesn't exist. Your real goal is to find a good enough niche, one that lets you test things consistently, learn from what the data tells you, and just get better over time. It's all about the process, not perfection. So if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this mantra: focus, not hype, consistency, not speed, and testing, not guessing. Because that, my friends, is how you build a real business that actually lasts.